and this is packs. Harrier Kinder 10 litre, Salomon Adv Skin 12 litre, Osprey Duro 15 litre. Probably two of the most common ones that get recommended or you see when you're out there, and that was my first pack that I got when I first started it, and then changed to that. But I have seen a few of those on the course as well. Right, we're looking at basically the mandatory kit for the wall. Waterproof jacket, waterproof trousers, Harrier stuff, pretty affordable, often recommended, and it does the job. It's pretty good stuff as well, so that's that. Full leg coverings, just a pair of Skins thin, lightweight leg coverings that I would wear for general springtime-ish stuff. It was a bit nippy. Fits the requirements, but if you're worried about it being cold in the night, you can always put a pair of thermal ones in your Hexam drop bag and swap them over if it looks like it's going to need it through the night. But for during the day, I think that's more than sufficient. Thermal mid layer, just a general Brooks top that I would wear over the top of something else if it was a bit chilly in the early spring or whatever it is. Nothing too heavy again. Buff. There's also a hat which I would probably just be wearing anyway. Gloves and survival black bag. It's got a whistle attached to it. Reusable cup, and a reusable cup that would take hot stuff. I haven't got the snacks and nutrition because that's just, you can work that one out for yourself. First aid kit, head torch, spare battery, rear red light. That is pretty much everything apart from fully charged phone and, as I said, the snacks. That's all the kit bagged up, ready to be packed. So that's the waterproofs, the leggings and mid layer, head torch, gloves, spare battery, red light, cup, first aid kit and safety bag and buff. I should also say that all my stuff is extra large because I'm a huskier runner rather than it being quite slim, so if you're not extra large, some of these won't be quite as big as what they look. Bag's also an extra large. So let's go. You could use just Ziploc bags, but these are just generic Temu or Amazon dry bags, so that's what I've got and that's what I was using. So let's see I'll stick that in as well. So there you go. That is all the mandatory kit in the Harrier 10 litre bag. Inside the Harrier 10 litre bag. Might not look ideal, but it goes in, and there you go. It's bulging, but it's not ready to split. So I would say that's big enough. And obviously you might want to pack it differently. I've just whacked it in thought I'll get as much as in there as I can just to show how much room it's got. And your flasks would be in there. You've got a zip pocket for your phones and whatnot, and all your other bits, and two of those as well. Two zip pockets there. So this is getting it all into an Adv Skin 12 now. So this is the 12 litre one. That's it all in a 12 litre pack. Again, you might not, ideally you wouldn't probably pack it all like that. There, you've got your backpack pocket here to put, you could put your waterproof jacket or whatever in there. So that doesn't necessarily need to go in there. I just thought I'd stuff as much as I could into the main pack, just to give you a good idea. So yeah, and that's where your bladder would go if you're using a ladder. That's where your bladder would go if you're using the ladder. And last but not least, 15 litre bag, so similar in volume to the Great Glen, the Rat Race Great Glen, and obviously slightly bigger than the Salomon, and we'll see how we'll get on here then as well. Oh, that's the main product. And there is stacks of room in there, just whack. We'll put that in the front so it's easy access. That's what the rest of them. Put all the stacks of room, but what we'll do, take that out. We'll put the first aid kit in the bottom, because generally you would do that because you would hope that you wouldn't use it. So. Let's stick the button back in there as well. Go in there as well, just for the sake of it. Okay, you've still got your other pockets for whatever you want.